Native Land Pod is a production of iHeartRadio in partnership with Reason Choice Media. There is a burden to speaking the truth. It comes with a consequence.
Tiffany Cross.
Hi, Tiffany Cross.
Tiffany Cross.
Tiffany Cross. Welcome home, y'all.
The people who shackled us, abused us, berated us, oppressed us, suppressed us, their descendants are not that far removed. I see that you were not just okay with it, but you celebrated it. It was a joke to you.
I'm looking at these white folks. I'm like, why you want your kids to be dumber than ours?
Because I want everyone in my life around me to be doing something dope. And the reason why is because when I fall, they're going to be in a position to catch me.
The reason why the United States is a superpower is because of enslavement.
Joe.
It's go time, girls. I told y'all I've been ready. And Peaches and Herb came out.
So I do think that we have to start considering how we want to exercise the buying power of $2 trillion in this country. Hit them where it hurts. And if you target white man's money, I just feel like that's when you get attention.
First of all, Craig was kind of cute. Thank you, Craig.
Watch out, Craig.
If you're not receptive or curious, then you are likely not my audience and I'm likely not yours. I am curious about things. I can learn from anybody, but I don't necessarily respect everybody's opinion. And I don't think all the people say I respect everybody's opinion. You's a lie. I don't believe that.
Brilliant woman said this some years ago, and I think these words deserve to be echoed right here, and that is our time is now.
Yes. That was Marilyn. Welcome home, guys.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's our New Year's Eve show. This is why Angela and I are sparkling and why these guys are doing their best to keep up with us.
I'm just trying to stay sober on New Year's Eve. Keep going. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So why did we start out with all those clips? I want to let everybody know this will be my last show with Native Land Pod. I'm sad to say, but it doesn't have to be a sad occasion. When Bakari joined, his one stipulation was he would not do the show with me. And so...
That's not true. I did say there was going to be a fair, and we found out quickly.
He put it in his contract. He said it can only be one Beyonce on this table. No, I am leaving the show. I want to do more things that I want to do by myself, basically. But it's true.
Some people can't be in a group. Some people are just soloists.
I might be that person.
Soloists.
Yes, maybe. But hopefully this won't be the last time you guys see me here because I want to come back as a guest. But I want to thank my co-host, especially Angela, because I remember I didn't really put a lot of thought into this. And Angela was like, hey, we're going to do a podcast. This is going to be in it. And it was always supposed to be this group that you see right now. But Bakari was tied up.
He was collecting bags.
Yes, he was getting the bag. We're not mad at that. And then he joins. This is how it was always supposed to be. And so I'm just thankful to you for inviting me to this platform. And, you know, if it weren't for this space, I would have felt voiceless. And I just feel like since my show has been canceled, you've been a constant at my side of, you know, when like literally in Atlanta, we even had a little security guard with us. I won't say no names, but people were like just surrounding me. But Angela was the one constant there. So doing this work has been amazing. And I'm just thankful that it doesn't mean we won't see each other or talk because our friendships predate the podcast. They exist beyond the podcast. I think we'll always have some sort of working relationship. I really, truly, I'm not being coy. I really don't know what the next steps look like. But whatever they are, I'm going to be talking to Angela about it, getting her advice on what it might look like. I know I want to do, a lot of you have asked, you know, when are you bringing back the Cross Connection? And I would get so annoyed because I'm like, do people think I got a network? You know, like, how does this work? And younger people really look at me like, does she not get it? You know, like nobody's watching networks anymore. Like you literally have the ability to do this now. And so I'm figuring all that out. And thankfully, you've been in the space a lot longer. So I'll definitely be bugging Angela a lot. Chris Morrow, who's the founder of Reason Choice Media, I'll definitely plan on bothering him. Thank you, Lenard, for founding the network with Angela and Chris. And to Bakari and Andrew, I'll just say you're welcome for all the knowledge I've given you both.
Yes.
And for carrying you both.
Yes, yes.
Every episode.
Yes, yes.
It's hard work for Angela and I.
Yes, hard
carrying
work.
you guys.
Yeah.
But I did want to let the audience know, kick off the show and let the audience know that it's not a sad occasion because, like I said, you'll see me back here. I hope these guys, I'll be begging to come on.
Hell no.
We'll think about it.
Hell no.
I think we're booked. What day does she come on?
I'll pay to
every
play.
day.
I'll
We're
pay to
booked.
play. I'll take y'all out. I want to do an in-person show though. When
They
I
just
come
popped
back.
the balloon.
Watch our Pop the Balloon show. And please keep tuning in to Native Land. I'll be experiencing how you guys do as an audience member. And so many people stop me. Oh, this is also like the thirst for audiences, because so many people stop me all the time to talk about Native Land. And every time that's happened, I've been thinking like, how you gonna feel when you're not a part of it anymore and people stop you and say, I love Native Land. But I know that these guys are amazing and the audience will continue to grow. And I'll be among the audience. So I didn't want to get through a whole show without letting the audience know that. So thank you guys, most importantly, my tribe, because every time I said something, y'all were always in my DMs and in the comments.
They hold you down.
Arguing or supporting, one or the other.
Yes. And I didn't even mind the arguing. I didn't mind the disagreement. And I definitely appreciated the support, because sometimes it is like I'm the only person who feels away. And, I see, the audience. And I think for all of us, I always say, like, whatever you say, however you feel, somebody out there supports you and agrees with you. So it was just great to be able to be transparent and authentic here for 2 years. 100 and what episode is this?
112.
112.
112.
112.
Cupid.
And we in the A.
They broke up too.
Oh,
They
that's
did?
so rude, Andrew.
I think they just fizzled.
Well, speaking of not fizzling,
Yes.
do you guys have encouraging words that you like to share for our girl Tiff?
Oh, she's staying for the rest of the show?
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought I would just stick around.
She's splitting the check
She's-
still.
She said, if you don't mind, there's one last hurrah.
I think
told y'all.
Tiffany is the consummate journalist in an era that harkens back to where we need to be. And so I think her beauty, her character, her intellect, the treasure that she is, will find a home where she makes it. A lot of people have to look for homes, like those dogs you like. Um,
Really?
yeah.
I just snorted.
She
You're
like
a legend.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes.
anyway, but you can build your home, and it's going to be wherever your feet land. So I don't you leaving this show, I have nothing but selfish feelings about it. I have no heartburn, no heartache, no disdain, because I know that you're going to be okay. Now the three of us, we're going to have some grieving moments. They won't last long, but they'll be grieving moments. But we will miss you and everything that you bring to us.
Thank you, Bakari. I'll miss you guys. I'm going to be trying to tag along on some of these things.
I just want to let the record reflect I've been against this from the start.
He has. You have.
When Tiffany began telling me that she's been feeling a calling toward journalism,
Yeah.
toward this very sacred space of truth and facts, in a world that is bathing, drowning in people's individual interpretations, narratives, with no regard for truth, fact, history. I feel very, 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 very torn today, because this experience was really forged through pretty traumatic experiences for each of us, and we, of course, each shared those experiences with the audience in our own way. And when you lose someone from that sort of trauma bond, even though we had bonds before, but there's something particular and special and unique and traumatic about a trauma bond. And that when a piece of that changes the environment, it does feel like a part of you is pulled away. And that's what I feel. But I know that you're going to continue to take me to dinners.
Yes.
And feed me good. Maybe an occasional walk every now and again.
Oh,
a cousin walk?
absolutely. Yeah. I got you. Like the girl on Pop the Balloon.
Yeah. I'll be there
I
warning.
smoke weed every day.
I'll be
That's the only thing I do.
I'll be there warning all of the approaching dog parents to please turn around, go the other way. Danger. Danger of love. But Tiffany, you're better than a professional. You're the best of us. I mean, us, our people. You're the best of us. And you didn't just become that, you've been that. And I'm just really, really thankful to God and obviously you, Angela, for creating this space where we could take the first step and then the second step and then the third step out of the holes that we shrouded ourselves in. Not so much Tiffany, but definitely me. She's a butterfly. You know what I'm going to miss most, and I tell you this, I think that although I feel like your opinions are opposite mine a lot, I feel like you hit on where the majority of people are. And that is a talent, that's a skill, and that's an endowment of a gift, most importantly. And so long as that North Star continues to guide you, your instincts, your guttural instincts, led by truth and your honesty, which I think is bar none, not only will you have an audience, but God is going to continue to expand your territory. I believe it. It's already done. It's a matter of just walking in it. That's it. I love you and I miss you, and I'm not going anywhere because there's nothing you can do about it.
I don't want you to. And amen, because I really don't know what the audience curation looks like. So thank you. I appreciate those words of encouragement. That's why I'm going to be harassing Angela every other day about whatever I do next.
They're going to follow what's real.
Yeah.
And you're real.
They'll get that.
You're real.
Well, Tiff, there definitely would not be a Native Lamb Pod without you. You are a key part of what makes Welcome Home feel like an authentic experience, a place where people can be safe to disagree. Definitely not debate, though.
We don't do that here.
Never. No, we do, but Tiff does not.
She basically says your arms are too short to box with God.
That probably, well, you know, she had Peaches and Herb. And
I know she. Now I'm talking about hers.
Okay.
Talking about ours.
Oh, okay, got it.
We're too short.
But I guess that, you know, I really want people to understand how important it is for you to be leading in this way, and hopefully for other folks at home to follow suit. You have to pursue and follow your dreams your way. When you talk to us on the phone, I think we all agreed the most important thing is your happiness right now. And I want you to be happy. I've, watched you suffer a lot, personally, professionally, in so many ways. And if there's anything that we have done, even at this juncture, like some things are for a season. So even at this juncture, to stand in the way of your progress, your joy, and your happiness, we don't want to ever be in the way of that. And so I want people to know that as she's building the thing that feels most authentic to her, please continue to offer commentary. Tiff is going to be building and flying at the same time, because that's the era we live in right now, where we don't have the formula for NLP right now. It continues to shift and we move each week. Things change. Sometimes the show feels too heavy to us too. And so we're navigating, the funny with the ratchet, with the real serious, with the countering of the lies, with the debate, whether we bring a conservative on or not. And you're going to go and do all of that on your own, and you're going to be great at it. And we will absolutely carve out, create, and maintain space for you here as a guest, or as a guest host when you come back, but also as, an entity that is going to be growing with you. And so we do that as a team, even if it's not on this particular show. Perhaps it'll be a shared platform, but regardless, we're going to be lifting up what you do. And so I'm very thankful for your sisterhood, for the many ways in which you've taught us and you continue to teach us by example, even when we don't like it sometimes, But we know we're challenged to be the very best versions of ourselves professionally and as your friends. So
thank you, my sister. And I just want to say again, I just appreciate you guys so much, because the past 2 years have been challenging, but also fun. Like we laugh all the time. And there are definitely times where there is no different me, like if the camera's rolling or not, you get the same version. And so there are times where people will come up to me and reference something very personal. They're like, oh, I heard you like saying this on, or you were telling Angela something. And I'm like, that was a private conversation. Can you mind your business? And I'm like, oh, I said that on the I forgot.
Yeah, that was in the living room. They were sitting there.
I really
Yeah.
feel like that with you all. Like, I forget that there is an audience out there listening. And so when I'm out in public and someone will reference my tears or just, something personal, it can feel briefly invasive, because I really feel like it's just us talking and connecting. And that's the space that you all provided. That's why we say welcome home to the viewers. And so I'm just grateful for each of you. It doesn't feel like goodbye at all because, Angela and I are probably still going to talk every day. Our group chat, we're flooded all the time.
You said this 4 times, 5 times.
She's going to ignore my messages.
She's going to talk to Angela. She's going to ask Angela.
I was coming to them.
She's not ignore the hell out of us.
They do feel like you did say you were going to ask my advice. Please tell them that you're going to
say
advice too.
Let me say why. I have advice for all, but let me say why. Angela founded the network Reason Choice Media. And so she is building podcasts. And just in transparency, we don't know where my show is going to be. Like, we're all having conversations. Stay tuned to the end of the show. You might get some news. But she has a lens that I don't have. So that is why, and we might disagree on content, but, she might say, you should do that. I feel like we were talking about other week that I was trying to control her show, her solo pod. I'm like, no, you can do this topic, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like we'll have those kind of exchanges. You don't remember that?
I do. I saw it. It was beautiful.
We were on the phone. We were getting off our call, and you were talking about stuff you should do. And I wasn't even supposed to be on the call anymore. I was supposed to drop off, and I'm trying to produce her pod.
I do remember
Yes.
that. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you can do that this week because blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this ain't let me go, So I feel like we'll do that for each other. Obviously, for my lawyer.
Now,
please include these Negroes.
Who talks on speakerphone.
Beyonce is the star and was always going to tell me how to be a superstar. Bakari, I'm always going to reference you and ask your opinion and thoughts. Even when I haven't, you've given me
got
advice.
it, baby.
You've
sometimes
jumped and given me advice.
Superstars recognize other superstars. And
Well,
you got it,
Hey,
baby.
just watch out for the billables.
Yeah, exactly.
They coming.
They coming.
Bakari, you've given me advice about appearing on CNN and in different places. You've given me advice about who an audience should be. So you've definitely poured into me in that way, and that will continue. Andrew and I feel taken care of when we're together. I feel like we connect on a very soulful level, and can share, and just the human connection part of our relationship is not ever going to go anywhere. And I literally am going to tag along. If Angela's like, oh, we're doing some podcast conference in San Diego, I'm like, okay, I'm going. I'm booking a ticket. I'm going just to be kicking it with you guys. So I don't feel like this is a farewell. I think our business relationship will continue in some capacity, and I know our personal relationships will because it's been decades already. So,
Happy New Year, y'all.
Yeah, Happy New Year. I don't want to make it all about me. We got a whole show to get to. I love y'all back, and I want to. I know we'll do this at the end of the show, but I do want to thank Nick, our producer, who cares so much about this show, and it's hard to find people to work with who care as much as you do.
Yeah.
And it's easy to complain about the talent, and Nick is in the trenches with us, and so I really want to thank you, Nick, for that. LoLo, you guys know LoLo, who catches everything, but is also very supportive of each of us, and is a dog mom. So I love LoLo. Lauren Hansen, our executive producer, will show up in spaces that we didn't ask her to, but she shows up because she believes in this platform. The PDP program that Angela started is just young people, and I see them sometimes, and they'll say, hey, I'm in Angela's PDP program. I'm like, oh, hi. It's a whole community of them who, donate their time to make this show great, too. So I just want to let them know from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate you guys, and I hope that we will all continue to be in touch as well.
Nobody knows the troubles I've seen, Welcome home to the native.
Let's get to the rest of the show because it's the end of the year and we want to have some fun looking back at all the memories we've created.
Liberation isn't beholden to a party. It is only incumbent upon us to ensure that we are always advocating for the best interests of Black people. Now, when your personal interests get in the way of that, we got a problem, and we at least need to have a conversation.
But this seems interesting because our inauguration episode, I was reading the comments and everybody kept saying, yes, Angela, I agree with you, Angela. Angela, make a point. And I was like, what? I don't even remember because we had so many conversations. I'm like, what did she say? And I watched. And you did have all the smoke for people who sat down with Trump. You had all the smoke for President Biden for even sitting next to him. And it does sound a little bit like you're giving Snoop a pass or you're giving Nelly a pass. When I don't know what they've done to earn that pass. Like, to me,
I just tried to explain it. Like, I think I've
heard that, but what you're doing is extending them understanding that you are not quick to extend to other people.
No,
I'm not.
Do you still feel that way?
I told y'all.
Y'all was so froggy. I love it.
A month or so ago that I rest
Live with your
in my hypocrisy. You will never see me, whether it's y'all or any, like, I will challenge my friends privately.
Yeah.
And I just know, like, my partiality to Snoop here is I was with him the day he registered to vote. I helped him. So I know his heart. I know his intention. He ain't fooling with Donald Trump. I don't like the decisions he made, but I know he's not fooling with Donald Trump. And I'll leave it at that.
I think that the messy bun that you had sent a signal out there. And
I
knew from the
energy was in the
messy
face.
bun.
I just knew from the visual.
The energy was in the face.
Yeah, because she
grip.
was just like, we just going to work today.
Tight grip. Her and Michelle.
She didn't even brush the side.
Michelle.
She pulled it.
Forget you. I sure did brush my hair on the side.
Michelle.
It might not have stayed, but I brushed. But at the same time, what I don't have respect for, and I don't think I defended Nelly in that moment. That was my real husband's Hollywood fiance.
I remember that.
I left at the altar. He showed y'all exactly why I left his ass at the altar by going to the Trump inauguration stuff and doubling down on that.
Angela was
my
on Real Husbands of Hollywood.
Fiance.
She played on the show, and Nelly played her fiance.
What have
it was
you
all
not
a character.
done? Angela been on ESPN,
She was
BET,
in this white
I love
Tubi.
doing the
bodysuit.
ESPN package.
Tubi.
She was in
I've
this
never
white
been on no
catsuit.
damn Tubi.
No,
you don't remember that
they
Tubi?
might have just put your face up there on one of
Tubi
the.
They might, and then you walk off and the face stay. It might have been. No, I never did Tubi.
You were in that white catsuit. I remember that. You
Yeah.
looked gorgeous.
A white cat suit?
Yeah, she looked gorgeous.
for the marriage. I ripped off the skirt part and walked out because I wanted to go party.
But just so
The
I'm
point
clear,
is-
you were not defending Nelly.
No,
No, she shitted on
I'm
him.
still not
Okay,
defending
I don't
Nelly.
remember. It was a
I
year
But
ago.
I'm
remember.
telling you what, and Nelly, you got my number. You call me, plead your case. But I've heard him specifically
Why does
say
Nelly have your number?
he was
They
my
were gonna
real
get married.
husband's of
On the Real
Hollywood
Husbands of
fiance.
Oh,
We're cool.
we don't.
I love Ashanti.
respectfully-
I'm glad that y'all
Respectfully,
are
we
together.
don't. We don't
really
have. I mean, we don't. I don't know, Andrew. Do you interact in these circles? I don't.
Bakari,
Yes,
you do.
Bakari,
Bakari's
shut
so full
up.
of it.
I
Anyway,
met you
this is
tied
why we
to the
can't get
hip
through
of,
no topic.
Thank you.
Washington.
Angela is
My
making
point
the point
is that
about
I
Nelly
don't
Sue.
like what Nelly said in defense of his position around Trump, and I really don't like what he said about Kamala Harris. And so I do not take the same posture. Snoop, I think, is different, and I just want
hear it in your
people
voice.
to at least engage around the nuance. I think that there are some things that are not that cut and dry. It was not an official event. He wasn't sold in the way that it would be an official event, and I'm not going to change my posture on that. Y'all can be mad at me. We'll agree on the next topic. Let's go to it.
So what I loved about that clip
Yeah.
was something that Tiffany does so well and is consistent for doing
Debate.
across the board. No. No.
So what you trying to tell me
No,
is
she's a journalist.
Oh,
She
yeah,
goes
sure.
straight to the contradiction. She goes straight to it, and it's not just with Angela, with every single. Well, Bakari, you kind of fresh, so all she can do
wet
is,
behind the
You
ears.
can still smell the baby powder.
it's on you. It's on you, white chest and everything. But you go. I think that's so important for a platform like this, that the audience knew that between the conversation, nobody was going to get left. No one's going to get off the hook if you go that
Well,
direction.
speaking of hooks,
Who got the
somebody said she had a peaches and a herb, and this heifer tried to throw them things on TV. Let's roll that one.
Lord.
So she said, are you trying to say I don't care about starving children? And I said, well, it certainly doesn't sound like it. So during the commercial break, this is where things went left. And pray for her that I was on the panel that night and not either of my co-hosts, particularly Angela. She turns to me and puts her hands on me, puts her hands on my shoulder, and has her fingers like this close to my face and is like, honey, do not say
that I don't care about starving children. So already my blood is boiling, but I'm trying to contain myself because to me, I feel like this is violence. You're touching me without my permission and you have your fingers a little too close to my face for comfort. And so I say, get your hands off me, do not touch me, and move your fingers from my face. So I move her fingers out of my face. And she says, you're saying I don't care about starving children. She's going on. And I was like, you are complicit in what's happening. You are intentionally stating things that are not facts, and shame on you. And she is escalating. And she says, you. Okay. In my best self, I would have flown so above that. I would have just been like, wow, like what a, immature person that you can't contain your emotions that way. Like how immature and silly, and you look stupid and ignorant, and you will not take my dignity. Sadly, that is not what happened. And I lose it. Yeah.
Got that off.
This is my point, Bakari, about going on that show.
Bakari said, don't put me in it.
I ain't got nothing to do with
Bakari ain't never fought nobody
That was
right
on the
stage.
network.
That was
Did
on
you call
Abby's show.
home?
It was a commercial break on Abby's show. And this woman was literally regurgitating IDF talking points, trying to say that they were showing Palestinian children who had like genetic disorders, who weren't really starving, just disgusting things that aren't even worth repeating. And during the commercial break, she confronted me.
And
instead of them saying, ma'am, you have crossed the line, you need to leave the set, they had the temerity, Abby, the producers, everybody's like, oh, Tiffany and whatever her name was, Tiffany and Jill, whatever it was. Like, guys, calm down. Like, we were both equally at fault. Like, I was a fucking child, to be scolded. I'm telling you, it's a problem. I remember Scott saying that to you one time.
No, what about Matt Schlapp called you boy?
Matt Schlapp called you boy, but you touched Scott, and he was like, don't touch me. And you were like, I can't touch you?
That was his sense of dry humor, though. But,
okay.
But because we laughed about that. But Matt Schlapp and I did get into it.
What happened with you and Matt Schlapp?
He called me boy during a break.
During the break?
I thought it was on air.
Well, what happened?
It was during a break. He said, bring it, boy. And it was Don.
Did you bring it back up on the show?
No, I wrote about it.
Oh, I feel like I saw it.
No.
What did you say in the moment?
Not in the moment. When
he said, bring it, boy, whatever. How did you respond?
No, I was like, nah, you tripping, man. And then Don Lemon was, it was a long time ago. Don was a host, and Don was like, did I just hear what he just said? And he was like, Bakari, just take a walk real quick. Just go ahead. Because we had like this moment, Don and I.
God.
So I went off and I called somebody who is like over all of us. And I was like, I'm not coming back on with Matt again. And they never invited him back.
Wow. That's...
At least they won't invite some people back there.
How would you have handled that situation?
Which one?
The one where she put her hands on you and was like, don't, blah, 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 blah.
I would say I highly recommend that you back the up out of my face.
And what if her response is, you?
I would back her just like this.
Kick her off the set.
No, I kicked the chair. I'd be
but you've been back since, Tiffany.
I have.
Multiple times.
We have talked about it on the show. No, I won't go on with it.
No,
I told them
sense.
I won't.
But you've been back on the
show
show multiple times.
Many times. That was one of pointing out contradictions. That was
and
you will continue to go on
the
show.
Look, Bakari was like, nah, I'm going to be the journalist here.
No, I'm happy.
I'm just trying to show him.
But you remember we talked about it too, because I was saying, before I was on Abby's show, I was like, I don't like it. Like, it's the Jerry Springer political TV, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I wouldn't do that show. And then I did the show. And when I was talking about it, and Angela was like, you said you wouldn't do that show. And I was like, I did. And I remember the night I did the show, I was mad at Angela because she dropped in our group chat, yeah, you guys, Tiff is on. And I was not advertising that I was doing the show. I was trying to sneak in and sneak out.
On TV, national. Go ahead.
But I didn't want my girls to see.
I'm going to sneak on CNN.
I didn't want people to like watch.
And you're going to continue to do it.
I'm conflicted every week. I promise.
Until they
call.
Well,
let's not make this New Year's show about that. But what I will say, what we have acknowledged, even the show that we did at the beginning of the month, we talked about the contradictions that we all walked in, including these. So there's that.
Well,
I think that you should do more TV. I think that you're brilliant, you're beautiful, you're smart, and when you open your mouth, people listen.
That's true.
They won't put us on together. I want to be on with
You're intelligent.
You is kind.
No. I don't want to be on with you.
The idea was
I like to
for
get words
each
out.
of us to do that show individually, and then we all go on together. That was the.
Okay. So are you gonna do this?
The next time I do it, it'll be with all of y'all.
First of all, Andrew Gillum ain't coming on that show.
He would do it if it was all of us.
Not. Oh, I mean, if it was just us, sure.
They never gonna do that.
They never gonna do that.
Yeah. So
that's what they said they were gonna do.
Thusly.
And I don't think they would ever put me and Angela on together.
They would. I would love to see.
She
y'all
wouldn't do
are
it, but
two
if they
different
would.
people.
I would love to see y'all on together.
Okay.
All right.
What's our next one?
Because I
topic.
mean, listen, literally, I mean, I don't even know if they would
Why
get
do
to a
people
commercial.
say hi yellow? Why it can't be?
Why?
low
What
yellow?
is that? Why are you bringing
Why
that
would
up?
you bring that?
No, I
Who
was just
said?
thinking
Who said
about.
hi yellow?
What is the?
No, we were
Come on,
talking
Angela.
about
What we
Oh,
want?
my-
We're
my
going to
speech.
Angela's speech
Oh,
now.
yes.
'Cause I don't know where the hell you pulled that out of.
I
I
just
wanna
had a
say-
He
thought.
looked at me and then talked about some goddamn high yellow. I got your high yellow.
No,
Forget the
I
high
already-
yellow.
You're not high. You
No, but
you Werther's original. You're not really high
oh,
yellow.
Okay.
God, Jesus,
Anyway,
have mercy.
Wow.
This is
You
one
don't
of
like
those.
Werther's original? Have you smelled one
You're
recently?
off
Have
the
you
train
smelled?
tracks.
What?
One of the I'm moving us along. One of
Oh.
the things that I love about this show, one of my favorite moments, is when I get to sit back and listen and be so overwhelmed and impressed by something you all say.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you, Bakari. You do it a lot.
Mercy.
But the one time I'm referencing this time is during our coverage of the Congressional Black Caucus. Angela was honored with the Phoenix Awards.
Yes.
At the Phoenix Awards dinner.
Beautiful speech.
And before we wrapped that show, she said, I want to give my speech at the end of the show. I was like, okay, great. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, let's all hear the speech. And while she was giving that speech, I was choked up. I just felt like, oh my God, I'm so
moving.
overwhelmed by this speech. So you guys take a listen.
Good evening. I stand before you as the first former executive director recipient of the CBC Foundation's Phoenix Award. This award is not just for me. It belongs to every ancestor who refused to quit, every elder who told the truth, and every young person daring to dream beyond the failures of what America has promised. You are called, now more than ever, CBC, to not just be the conscience of the Congress, but even more to be the conscience of our community. Let us move forward together, refusing to shrink, refusing to be silenced, refusing to be divided, because we were made for this moment. Thank you for this great honor. All power to the people. Welcome home, y'all.
Can I also point out one thing? Can you see the difference in the buns, Andrew? Did you see the first messy
an
bun that
ass.
was
Pull it
lightly
together.
brushed? But this one,
This was a
Well,
proud
forehead-
affair.
Shout out
Forehead
to
tight.
Jamal
This was
Edmonds.
a proud
Jamal
affair.
Edmonds did that bun. He's so
that bun,
disrespectful.
that bun.
That was
That
you
was-
was ready to go.
No, that was
better go
yeah. The
That
first
was
bun,
a
the first
special
bun was a
occasion.
fight. This bun was
Yeah.
we gonna be stunning.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. I will say that I'm very grateful for you all affording me the opportunity to give my acceptance speech on the podcast, because just like Rula Rahman at the Democratic National Convention did not get to deliver her remarks, the CBC Foundation did not let me or Joe Taker speak that evening.
Some people
Did
just
they let
don't
other
want to be
award
great.
recipients speak?
She said, I'm
Some
so
events-
happy to be
But
standing
we
here sitting
created
there.
the platform.
Well, I
to hear
thought I
from
was
them.
going to be delivering a speech from prompter.
I got to hear Joe Taker's speech on your solo.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It was beautiful.
Joe Taker is amazing. By the
She
way.
is.
Really
Shout out to
is.
Joe Taker.
Shout
Edie.
out to Joe Taker.
For real.
She goes way anyway. Everybody knows Joe Taker.
I
And
thought she was
she
going to shout out
sings.
South Carolina.
I was.
Okay.
Because I was going to say she
That
was
sound
the
about
first black female SJ president.
Oh, she was?
I didn't know that.
Joe Taker?
I didn't know that.
She bad. The girl bad. Now she been bad.
Oh
yeah,
my
we had Harry
God.
Walker, Steve Benjamin, Joe Taker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's a legend.
Harry Walker was the head of the MLK Foundation. Yes.
No.
Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking about oh my God.
Harry Walker was one of the first black execs at IBM.
Oh,
What is
okay.
his name?
You know who I'm talking about, Angela.
Alfred. Is his
Is
last
that-
name Alfred?
I don't know.
Let me
But
look it
okay,
up.
Harry
And so
Walker
roll
was
that
first black
clip of
executive.
Harry and,
And then
Arthur.
Steve Benjamin,
That's
of
me,
course,
yeah.
was then the mayor of Columbia,
Yeah,
South
yeah, yeah,
Carolina.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Joe Taker,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Edie.
yeah,
Later.
Good.
Great. We
Yeah,
should do that.
And
Yes.
Joe Taker sings beautifully. It's like she has
Really?
such a beautiful
She's so talented, but she
She's
introduced
a dope.
And the
She's
founder of Win with Black Women.
But she also
She's a
introduced
dope.
and kicked down doors for black women and black people.
Yes.
I don't hate when people narrow the scope like that, but black people in Silicon Valley.
Yes,
Harry
she did.
Johnson.
Harry Johnson. Thank
Senior.
you. That's what I'm thinking of. So strike that.
Roll that
But
clip.
Right,
Wait,
Alfred,
we're
I
not
was thinking
going to
about
that clip.
that.
We're not talking about that. I want to go back to Angela's clip about the speech because that was one of those times where I was listening and I said this on the show then, but I'm like, please tell me it took you months to write that speech because it would take me months to write something like that. So how long did it take you to write that speech?
Especially that I stand here.
You stand here. When I was sitting there, I thought I was going to be on the stage saying that. That week.
Wow.
I didn't know that about the award for long. So
Yeah, I feel that way about.
Congratulations on the award. I know that meant a lot to you.
Thank you.
Well, it meant a
Because
lot
I know,
to a
I
lot
know,
of us.
I know
Very
the people
special.
who mean a lot to Angela Rye, and I can tell you that out of her top 10,
the
I'm
members.
assuming over 50%
All
are
the
members.
Oh,
Aw,
Yes.
I love my members. So
Yes.
many of them. So many of them.
Yes, and
yes.
even,
Well, you know what
even the ones that need to
else?
retire.
We
What was
had a
that?
centennial moment this year.
Oh yeah.
In 2025, we had 100 episodes, and on the 100th, we had a B-Day. Bakari joined us. Let's roll that.
Welcome home, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Native Land Podcast. This week is our 100th episode, and we're so proud to be here and join you guys as we always do to talk about everything that's going on in the culture around us, politically, sports, entertainment, all those good things.
Andrew, you look so different.
Andrew ain't never looked this good.
You remember how I used to tell you that?
Andrew, you look good.
You used to think we were the same
I love
person,
that.
and now
All
we're
the time.
physically in the same space, brother.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
It's good to see you. I'm glad to
Yeah.
be one in the number, as they say, where we're from.
Honestly, Bakari, I was so thrilled when you joined the show. Because Andrew needed consistently. Because Andrew needed another.
You needed
Damn,
a
Andrew
friend?
needed. He wanted
Yes.
to quit.
You needed a friend.
Yeah.
No, that's not what she's saying. She's saying that
Apparently.
people, they do say often in our comments that we're double teaming Andrew or we don't let him get a word in or whatever. And then every now and then the comments are accurate and they say Andrew over talking all of the girls.
Andrew, get to your point. We
No.
love you, but get to your point.
No, but it was
They
good
love you,
to have gender balance, and we expressed that. I think on that mini pod, the day that we recorded, we had a topic that Andrew did not want to broach again.
Oh, that's
But it ended
true.
up being it's like a really good mini pod, and what you had to offer was fantastic. People were
Yes.
like, "I'm so glad he talked."
The black girl magic, Andrew.
Yes.
Can black girl magic
Yes,
coexist?
yes.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yes,
Yes, of course.
You-
Oh, you know we're not going back there.
Yes,
No, not today.
But I remember
mean,
you said you didn't want to talk about
I
it.
didn't know,
And
and then
he's-
Yeah.
you shared with the audience that I didn't want to.
No, I
Yeah.
did that. I'm sorry. It was me.
I'm so thankful to be
no,
here with you
the
guys. though.
journalists.
I
shared-
did. I did it. You were saying you're concerned that if Andrew doesn't talk, it will look like
He was silent.
right. And I was saying, well, just for transparency for the audience, Andrew
Oh.
said before this segment that he didn't want to do it. But those are the like honest moments that we have on the show.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would.
Then
like
he was
to
like,
have said
"Since
it
y'all
for
gonna force
myself,
me to
but-
f and talk about it."
Exactly.
I would
Sorry,
like for you
Adrian.
not to talk for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, but thank you guys for having me. I know that, you know.
No, it's okay. It's
And
okay.
every
Always. Thank you.
every
Next.
every now and then a show needs a little boost to go to go from
You know what?
Hey, by
though?
the
But
way, can I ask
think
y'all a
that's
question,
True.
though?
I think
Yes.
that's true. I think that especially given the year that we had, and this is not, I don't think a dig on any of us, but given the year we had, we needed. It felt monotonous.
Uplift.
It felt like we needed
Uplift.
we needed uplift. We needed some
different.
shade. We needed some
Comedy.
different
Shake up.
types of conversation. And what a joke he is.
Comedy.
You know. But
And
no,
I know-
we
Go
wanted we wanted something different.
And I know you have a question first. I just want to say quickly something I really want the audience to know about you. And I've said it before, but just the work that you do.
Oh yeah.
As an attorney, like you are committed. You are a son of the civil rights movement. But you deeply care about our plight, and I don't think everybody gets that from you because you're so funny and you're making jokes a lot. But you really are in the trenches a lot of times.
I love
That's
you guys.
right.
I think that you guys keep me humble as possible.
Yeah, that
And,
Gucci. That Gucci, baby. Keep it Gucci.
Are you talking about the shoes or the jacket?
No,
Oh,
neither,
God.
actually.
One thing we know you
But
gonna do is act like you got an endorsement deal
drop
you don't
a
have.
label.
What was Bakari wearing when we saw him in Paris? We did
Oh
not know
my
Bakari
God.
was
I was
going to
wearing
be in
Gucci.
Gucci.
Paris.
I was wearing Gucci in Paris.
That was
Bakari
nuts.
was bedazzled, and we first
He
of
looked
all,
like a goddamn Christmas tree.
First of all,
we did
hey,
not know
it's
Bakari
Paris.
was there.
That thing was
We
so
are
fun.
all
No, it looked
over-
like Vegas.
We are all over in our little section.
It was
And we were like,
Bellagio.
A city that never
The Bellagio came walking down the street.
Like, old cosmopolitan ass nigga.
we
Bellagio
literally
got more lights.
we were at a game. We were at the game
Yeah,
house.
watching my girl. I do everything I can do to support my University of South Carolina women's basketball.
Tell Dawn to come on the show. I love her. You guys, we have to get through a lot of clips that you said we don't have them.
Oh,
we
yep,
have 12
yep.
minutes left. So we're going
Oh
to the
my
next
God.
clip.
I was gonna ask if y'all seen the Diddy documentary, but we'll tie it in.
Now, you
Oh,
don't want to
man.
go there. You
I'm
don't want to
gonna
go
watch
there,
it, but I
brother.
haven't watched it.
I'll
yet.
leave. There's
She
evidence
will.
for that.
She will absolutely
So-
walk out this damn door.
All right. Well, you know, speaking of
No. Oh, yes. Okay.
She don't have
Speaking of-
words
He's
for you.
tossing.
speaking of just all the things that we've been through, things that we didn't want to touch on, and
Yes,
we ended
you
up touching
and
My
on.
all
God.
these 6. Anyway, please.
I was like, "Can I finish?"
Yeah,
Yes,
please. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we did get into it with the Joe Budden podcast. It wasn't even really get into it. It was just talking about the cultural things that happen around us. People thought we got into it, but they're actually friends. We're friends of the show. They're friends of the show.
Well, I've never.
I'm friends with Flip now. I haven't talked to Joe. We're friends with Mark. Yes.
I'm gonna toss it.
You're gonna toss
Mark
it.
came on.
Okay. I'm not friends with.
You say a lot of tricky words. No, I don't. I say regular words that's tricky to you.
Tricky words,
you can
funny as shit.
That's another thing you do. I'm saying let's talk like brothers. You don't gotta say that. I'm saying because what you and you ain't gotta say that sucker shit. So I'm saying let's. You're not a sucker, but I said the behavior. Then we good. To me. Then we good.
I know that was difficult to watch. I wanted to play it for that clip specifically because there seems to be the death of Black intellectualism, particularly when it comes to who has a microphone. And viral clips like this take up so much space. To me, it was clear that his co-host felt small. And, even him saying you use tricky words and Mark responding with, I use words that are tricky to you.
The whole conversation around who's an intellectual and who's not an intellectual, my biggest issue with it was, well, damn, a person who's an intellectual should look at the whole context of a situation before they have a conversation about it. I feel like, Andrew said one of the strongest points last week when Andrew was like, I don't watch this show enough to have an opinion about it.
My personal background aside, I want to say that as a journalist, before I bring up anything on this show, I want our viewers to know I have indeed done my due diligence.
I thought that was fun. You know why I thought it was fun? Because it highlighted, I think, one of Tiffany's greatest skill sets, which made that show better and made us better. Because I think that and I do believe they did listen to the critique of Tiffany, because she did something that was very precise, which is kind of go down to the essence of where people are, where we believe you should be. And even when challenged and pushed on where they think Tiffany should be, she held her ground. And I just think that particular exchange showed thoroughly who she is. And I think that was, every now and then when you're on TV or you're on the pod, you have moments and clips that elevate who you truly are. Your character shines through, and I think that was one of them.
Tiff, what did that feel like? I'm just curious, and I really want to hear from both of you because I know y'all were talking about stray bullets and
Angela caught a whole lot of stray.
But what did it? I know you're pretty resolute. When you say a thing, you mean a thing. Very rarely is that's not a weather vane, right? But when it comes down, which I have to tell you, I just sort of didn't know about, but I knew we had done the show. I didn't know it was going to be a thing. Mm-hmm. I'm curious did you know it was going to be a thing?
I did. I anticipated that it would be a thing. I didn't anticipate that they would get the podcast taken down. But I anticipated that the conversation would travel because so many people had referenced that show to me in critique and criticism. So, there were a lot of things that I had uncovered about the participants on that show in doing background and listening to different segments that I did not feel would be responsible to introduce in the conversation. So I instead decided to focus on the intellect. But I would just say there are things attached to some of the hosts on that show that are very concerning. And so I stay rooted in how I feel. You think about then Congresswoman Barbara Lee, now Mayor Barbara Lee. I imagine she had to face a lot when she was the sole vote against giving, the
War authorization.
The AMUF. Mm-hmm. AUM, yes. And so, because the way I tend to think, I've debated myself. I've looked at everything I can. I've said, what if everything you're saying is wrong?
Imagine debating yourself and you hate debating.
Well, yes, because I do. I think about a thing. I'm not working it out in real time. If I say a thing, I've thought about it. And I've debated myself.
Do you win or lose those debates?
Sometimes you lose. Sometimes it's if you now take the point and argue.
Which one of you?
How do you lose an inter squad
scrimmage? When I start out
feeling
away and I say, now debate against yourself. Now argue the opposite point. Because I'm never introducing a topic on this show that's so flimsy it can't stand up to a different opinion. I don't take it personally. I'm like, come at me, bro, with what you got, because I've already thought about it.
Because cheese, there's a lot.
Yeah. So in that space, when I get to that point, it could be 99 people on this side, and if I'm on this side, I don't think let me rethink my thoughts. I think, there's 99 wrong motherfuckers on the side of this issue. This is how I feel, and so I say,
Leo-esque.
I don't have humility.
Yeah, no,
I have plenty of humility.
This show
but
drips. It
on
drips.
things that I am.
Right about you.
Resolved.
I have conviction in my beliefs.
You know what I'm grateful for in that show is that I did not watch that whole episode. I watched that. I watched that. I'm talking about Joe Budden's whole episode. I watched that full segment, and then Lenard challenged me to listen to their full show when they responded to us. And it was very enlightening for me. And I, in fact, there was a moment where I was like, I could empathize with their experience because of how many times people have seen a clip of something that we said and they didn't listen to the full context. And it's infuriating. I was responding to somebody the other day who was like, why you guys saying, because we called Mark, and I asked him if he was an a-hole. And so people were like, well, why are you doing that?
Now you don't curse.
No, I'm trying not to. And it's, New Year's resolutions. And so the thing is like, no, y'all, this was an inside joke based on what Mark was saying about Brian McKnight, but people don't look for context cues. They just are trying to get you at any point. And I was like, I don't ever want us to be perceived in that way. So anyway, I appreciated that moment because something that I thought was going to be a shallow conversation forged new relationships. Like Flip will pop into my lives on IG. Sometimes I pop into his. Like, I don't know what the hell they be talking about, but I'll be like, hey, I'm here. But it's forged new opportunities to just commune with people who I probably ordinarily wouldn't.
Well, I did, because I remember you saying that, like, oh, you should watch the whole episode. And I do remember watching with the expectation that I would feel something. Because I remember you saying, Flip was like, is she saying it's too late for me to learn?
That crushed me.
Yes, which I understand that moment. But I had that to compare with a breadth of clips from him. And I found him to be incredibly bullying and sometimes disrespectful towards women. So it didn't counter my image. Believe me, there's a lot I could say about some of the behavior of those men, particularly on people who were hosts on the show, but also just things that they've said, even getting into sexual assault and physical violence. So I didn't change my mind about
I hope
it.
that we're clear about on this show that we don't condone any physical violence or sexual assault at all. But I do think that we should all be responsible enough to not just hear a clip.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
go from there because it's happened to us and it sucks.
Yeah.
So I know this is the New Year's show, but I wanted to dig in just for a moment on this.
Of course, as we're getting closer to that hour.
Shut the hell
Literally
up.
We get
4
closer,
minutes
as we get
left.
closer to the
Shut
hour.
up.
Shut the hell up.
The ball is coming down. Andrew's
We
like, wait
gon-
a minute.
Wait a minute. Time
Let's
out.
reassess.
Time out.
I say let them kick.
The clouds are partying and blah, blah, blah. Hey, listen, it's just that I don't think anybody is that thing all the time, 365, 24/7. And I don't know that I always thought that. In fact, I know I didn't always think that. I thought you could be a racist and you're always that. Rather than
I think that.
You acted like a racist.
Yep.
That thing was racist. Da-da-da-da-da. Because what it removes is the opportunity for people to make a different choice.
Yeah.
If you're always going to call me this, if I'm always going to be that to you, what's the point in the atonement? What's the point in seeing something different? What's the point in approaching this through a different lens? I've experienced from having been the person judging, and always being judged, but not really caring in that way, right? That when you do care, you really want to know that there is a path to redemption or to make a different decision. When I drop my Davis particularly, because he has bad mornings, he's just gonna be curmudgeon-y, mean baby. And when I drop him off, because it's usually a fight with his siblings, when I drop him off, I say, Davis, I want you to have a great day. You have a choice. You can be mad from this moment to the end of the day, or you can choose right now when you get out of the car to put on a smile and have a good day. It's your choice. You can make it a good day. And I repeat it to him because I don't think he's going to get the big picture in the moment. But just to let him know, like, you don't have to be the curmudgeon-y dude all day. You don't have to be the mean guy. You don't have to be the this. You don't have to respond to people who aren't listening. You have a choice to make. And I just think what that conversation illuminated, and for me, I guess it was when people are perceived to be in a box, oftentimes you fight like a lion, a bear, a tiger, defending your turf, settling in your turf, rather than saying, oh, okay, let me pull up a minute, just see is there a choice for me to make here? And I just hope that folks found some grace.
And speaking of grace and our consummate silver lining finder, let's roll this clip.
You cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. But let's talk about the fact that when you
can't tie slavery.
Let's talk about the fact.
Slavery in America was.
What are you saying is incorrect by
saying
saying that it was white people oppressing black people?
Every single thing is like, oh, no, this is all because white people bad.
There is an audience for exactly this kind of bullshit that Michael spreads, but she's not the only one. We're getting it from black men and blackface who occupy only white spaces and who only intend to represent the interests, the beliefs of white people who are at the apex of all of this, simply offended and don't want their children to be offended by the history carried out by their ancestors. What I appreciate is that now that we know that this narrative drives, fuels, maybe a whole half of the country, then we can be better prepared when we come into contact with them.
Andrew, you do really always find the silver lining in things, and I don't always agree with your conclusions. But I do think, and I hear from a lot of people who feel like they might disagree with Angela, they might disagree with me, they might disagree with Bakari, but they're like, Andrew brings it home. Like he makes this point. And I think that's a talent you have. So I'm happy that the viewers got to experience that. Somebody who never needs an invitation to a microphone is our brother who we love, Roland Martin. And I remember when he no. But Ro definitely has some thoughts on Gen Z, which sparked quite the discussion. So
yes, it did.
Let's hear from Uncle Ro.
Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z. This is the generations that are what I call post-civil rights movement babies. Those three generations have been making withdrawals from the Black Bank of Justice and have not made reciprocal deposits. Now follow me.
Say it again. Say it again.
Well, young people came and responded.
No, he was wrong.
Oh, say more.
Roland be wrong. Like,
I started a new beef for 2026.
No, I definitely ain't got no beef with Roland. But no, I mean, every ounce of change we've ever had is because of black blood that flowed through the streets. And so for you to say that the people that we're talking about who have deposited into the Bank of Justice, from the Michael Browns who started a generational movement or helped to continue it, Keith Lamont Scott, Walter Scott. I mean, just those people who were superficially on that level. I mean, to say that Philip Agnew hadn't deposited into the Black Bank of Justice. I mean, you can talk about the young.
I thought he said Gen X was making withdrawals and hadn't deposited enough.
No,
I thought
he named three.
He named three different
he
generations. He said X, Millennials, and Z.
Oh.
And I'm talking about kids who saw their classmates killed in Parkland, Florida.
Trayvon Martin.
I've always said that if you never change, I was the cynical one. If you didn't change gun rights after 26 little white kids were killed in Sandy Hook, they would never change. And then you had those mixed kids from Parkland decide they were going to go up and change gun laws, which is what they did after seeing that type of death. So no, I just think he was wrong. But people have the right to be wrong. I mean, that's okay.
Sure.
But he was just flatly wrong on that. And I hope it invited some dialogue and exchange with young people who are going to be the reason this country changes.
Calling it sexism is kind of lazy analysis of what's happening. This has been ongoing over time, and Democrats got some work to do to bring these brothers, not just black men, but men, bringing men back into the Democratic coalition.
Wow. As a woman, I'll be honest, I do have some belief in what people might call toxic masculinity. One, I don't want to drive ever. Like somebody else needs to always drive me. Two, I ain't never pumping no gas. I don't never want to pump. Now I don't want to touch gas. Somebody else is doing that. Three, I don't want to take out no trash. Like I do believe in traditional gender roles in a lot of ways. And I think there is something interesting happening, which is what I'm exploring in my writing. There's something interesting happening in this dichotomy between black men and black women where it is an immediate animus upon meeting each other. What are you trying to take from me? What is it you're going to give to me? Even these terms like a high value man, high value woman. woman. And that kind of toxic thinking has penetrated our politics in a way. So that was Terrence Woodbury of Hit Strategies giving us some data. And I remember, our exchange after that, Andrew, I thought was really helpful for the audience to contextualize. Fine, it was a debate. So in case you don't watch the show all the time.
It was after other brother.
Gary Chambers?
Nope. Poster.
Terrence Woodbury?
Cornell Belcher?
Cornell made the comment that yes, black men, but black women, it was sort of a definitive comment basically saying, but for black women, we be lost, that kind of thing.
Where did he do that?
This was at the end of that episode.
He wasn't on the show.
The episode where we had this, he must have done one. What was he on? Was Woodbury by himself?
Yeah.
No.
Terrence and Gary.
No. When we had what's his face on the poster? Where was he by himself?
Yes, Terrence Woodbury was by himself.
What's his face? The other one that we just named. Y'all just named
Cornell
him.
Has never been on the show.
No. Well,
it was a mini then.
Unfortunately, we have like 30 seconds left.
Wait a minute.
I didn't know it was
the Gabby lady? It was him and Gabby.
You're
right.
What it was.
They were on the show. I forgot.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. But they'd done the study. I'm sorry. We're in the show. I was trying to remember.
That's okay. Well, you can check out the full show. They should revisit that show.
Since we're talking about two different shows.
It was one of the many debates that Tiffany lost.
Yes.
That Tiffany lost on this show.
Well, if you're a regular viewer of the show, you know that I say I don't like to debate, and my co-hosts are like, "Well, yes, you do." So that's why
you say literally, "I don't debate."
Yeah, she does say that.
I try
she
not
means that to let you know she has foreclosed on her position.
Yeah,
it is done.
But we have a different idea on what debates are.
This is an exercise in futility,
and that is also debatable.
You know what's not debatable?
What?
I am going to miss Tiffany Cross.
Aww.
No doubt about it.
We will miss you, Ted.
I'll miss you guys.
And
you are forever welcome.
So let me ask you this: Do we still have to split the check 4 ways? Or can we split it?
Okay, true story. When I told my co-host, I was like, guys, I'm thinking of leaving the show. Bakari's first response was, good. We get to split the money 3 ways. And
it's all about the Benjamins for this fool.
Yes.
He need money to buy that damn glitter.
Exactly.
I got babies.
All right, Bellagio.
Bellagio is a good nickname. Bellagio Sellers is great.
B.
Hey,
you don't know what I'm talking about. B, what's up, B?
Hey.
Before we leave the show, maybe we all want to give a shout out to the staff, or have we?
I want to wish everybody a wonderful new year.
Okay. CTA.
Okay.
Quick resolution?
Yes.
Read fiction.
Oh, thank you. People be trying to hate on fiction, and it's good.
Every day, be a better husband and father.
Oh, I like that.
You have a lot of room. That's great.
Mine is to watch and pray, and emphasis on the watch, because it's a lot happening.
Is that a movie?
No, it is a call to action.
Scripture.
I'm going to make sure that I'm focused more on praying and being meditative in my practices, and making sure that I'm watching my mouth, being mindful of the words that I speak, being a better listener, and praying, because it's going to take God to get us out of this mess.
And won't it will it won't.
Come on.
All right, my CTA, my call to action is, if you watched earlier this month, we did a whole episode on Pop the Balloon, and I was complaining that it's the foolishness that often gets eyes. And Native Land Pod, I think, is a space where you can get information, humor, funny times, exchange, and foolishness. But at least, you get...
No, it's nonsense.
None.
You can get some nonsense on this show, too, sometimes. But at least it's grounded in an effort to inform. So my call to action is, please continue to watch Native Land Pod. And please, as I'm navigating my way on our ride here today, I was telling Angela, I don't even know how to navigate this space anymore. It's, just a time gone by. So as I'm developing my next move, please join me. For now, you can follow me on my Substack, which is just my name. But join me in whatever I build next.
Yeah.
Stay tuned when the credits roll. You might get an announcement here. But please help me inform, because that's really what I want to do. And so wherever I land next, I hope that you guys will join me.
We got your back.
Everybody, well, we are going to link to every single one of the episodes that we clipped for your viewing pleasure today. And we also would like to inform you that there are 306 days left until the midterm elections. Make sure that you leave us a review and subscribe to Native Land Pod. After Nick goes on mute here, we're available on all podcast platforms and YouTube. If you're looking for more shows like ours, check out the other shows on our Reason Choice Media Networks: Politics with Jamel Hill, Off the Cup with SC Cup, and Now You Know with Noah De Barrasso. Be sure to give those a follow, and don't forget to follow us too on social media and subscribe to our text or email list on nativelandpod.com. We are Angela Rye, Andrew Gillum, Bakari Sellers, and Tiffany Cross is signing off. Welcome home, y'all.
Welcome home.
Miss Cross.
Native Land Pod is a production of iHeartRadio in partnership with Reason Choice Media. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.